Hello, ladies, and for any other people who might be joining, whether it's live or on replay. So as I usually record on my business page, you'll probably be watching this live session on replay, which is most likely. My name is Chico Matenda and I am based in the UK, and often I'll come on live or post videos, and it's mainly about lifestyle business as well as digital marketing, and then with a little twist on mindset. So today the topic that came to mind was and I recorded in my podcast as well. I will drop, actually when you go onto my Facebook page below this video, you will see that I've got like my podcast noted or listed on there for today, and it's the same topic. But why I also record on audio, because it's so easy for people to just be on the go and to listen to audio information. So if you are a lady who's considering going into like the digital marketing space or into business where you're communicating online, audio might be the next best alternative. So today, minimalist makeup and just a little bit of lip balm. So yes, trying the minimalist look, because sometimes I think it is worthwhile. So the topic today that I talked about was, I don't think you can see this the right way up, but what it basically says is about girl boss life and the challenges that come with being a CEO and also being your own boss. So in terms of that type of, I was like thinking today when I woke up, I was like, wow, it can be painted as a pretty picture. Looks glossy on social media that people are living like the lifestyle, the glorious lifestyle, and that anybody can achieve it. Can you achieve it? Yes, it is possible. But what's best to keep in mind is that the road to entrepreneurship is not easy. Also, becoming your own CEO, regardless of what path you decide to take, it also becomes, it can become a challenge. Hello, Pauline, thanks for joining. Yeah, so today's topic, I'm talking about being a girl boss and the challenges that come with that. And today I was just thinking about all the obstacles that most of us have to overcome when we are trying to start up our own online business, including getting like the rejections, getting the no's, or getting like the silence, and how do you deal with that? So the first one that I listed on my list, I usually make notes when I'm doing live sessions, was about the mental and mindset beliefs. That's number one, because I think often, and if anything resonates with you, also do feel free to leave a comment. Often when we're going into entrepreneurship, the one big piece that's missing is the mindset challenge. So the mindset is more about your beliefs, what you believe about yourself, and how you can also overcome self-limiting beliefs, because that's the hardest challenge I think you ever have to overcome. Because even this week for myself, I was like, should I jump on a live session? Should I do a podcast? And you're constantly thinking about getting into that mindset where you are doing and being for yourself, and there's actually nobody actually saying to me, you must do this or you have to get things done. But you know that as a part of your survival instinct and part of wanting to serve people is that you have to be doing things, you have to be active, and you have to actually make your dreams come true. So the way you survive through this, and the people that I've coached in the past, one of the key missing links I noticed was about the self-limiting beliefs, because that's one of the obstacles that limits people from going beyond their limitations. Because although I mentioned that I was stuck this week, it was more like I had worked so much to the point that I just needed to clear my headspace. But I also know, as part of like my mindset journey, is that I can get into those moments where I feel like I just need the space and not to think about anything. But then also become aware that when you're in that space, don't become too relaxed in it. Okay? It's so easy to just say, oh, I'm not going to do anything because nobody's paying attention to any of the work I'm doing. Nobody's paying attention to the algorithms, or nobody's paying attention to like my posts. But it's ultimately looking at what is your life purpose, what motivated you in the first place to get into becoming a self-employed individual, or what motivated you to wanting to become an entrepreneur. So the more you think about that and you think about your life vision, that's one of the things that propels me every single day to continue being motivated and not to stay in this space where I feel like I might just give up, because I know that's not my ultimate goal. Okay, so that's number one. Then overcoming the obstacles. How do you even overcome the obstacles? Because you can be on this journey for 6 months, a year, to 2 years, and you're not seeing like any results, immediate gains. And you may start feeling like, and for some people I know that they become impatient before even like they've even reached the 6 months, because I think the notion nowadays is about, let's get there as quickly as we can, but let's skip all the learning process that comes with it. So overcoming the obstacles is starting to accept that the road to entrepreneurship is not going to be easy, that it's going to be a challenge. There's going to be days when you see no results, and it's about being okay with that. And there's also going to be days when you're not going to see any financial gains as well. So Pauline is like, yes, you can relate to that. So there's going to be days when you're not going to see any financial gains, and you're going to be asking yourself, is this really the right direction that I'm heading in? But it is also about not limiting yourself in terms of financial resources. So if you feel like you're caught in a bind and you don't have the financial resources to back you up, I always say there's no shame in looking for ways to gain income. So having a part-time job, or doing something flexibly as a consultant or a contractor, in order to get that income coming in, so that your mind as well is at least at ease, and you're not worrying about the financial risks that are posed about, like paying for bills, so that you can continue then to focus on your journey of becoming an entrepreneur. Okay, because money, I believe, should not be the first thing that comes to mind when you're going on the road to entrepreneurship. That's another struggle. That's another thing that people struggle with, and you may at times struggle with that, because we see dollar signs as the solution to becoming an entrepreneur, but that's not it. Becoming an entrepreneur is becoming a philanthropist, if I can even say that correctly or pronounce it. It's you are looking for ways to add more social value for people. So you have people in mind when you developed your business, who you wanted to be able to help, who you wanted to be able to add more value to in your every single day living. That's what entrepreneurship is about. So anybody who's joining, do feel free to say hello and let me know where you're checking in from. So I was talking about number 2 in terms of being a girl boss and the challenges that come with that. So overcoming the obstacles, for me, I always go back to the mindset again, the mindset journey, and think about, what is my true purpose? Who am I here to serve? And then move away from myself. Okay, the more you move away from yourself, the likelihood is that you will continue to persevere through. Because when you start to think about yourself and your immediate needs and solving money issues, the likelihood is that you will lose your purpose, you will lose your drive. So always revert back to, who do you want to help ultimately? And it's not family. Okay, that's the next response I usually get, is I want to be able to help my family, to buy them a home, to buy them a holiday. Those are nice, those are materialistic things, but ultimately you want to be able to serve a client group, a customer group, who you will add more value to, the more they get to know, like, and trust you over time, the likelihood is that you will then be able to see the returns. Okay, even if they're not immediate, what you give out is what you get in return. So I hope that's making sense. So when you put out something that's connected to your heart and that is deeply felt by you, the likelihood is that there are other people out there who are going to connect with what you have to say. And they're the people out there who will then ultimately think, oh, I didn't know this was a problem that I had. Or there might be people who will say, oh, I was looking for this solution and this is exactly what I need. And they will be willing to invest in what you have to offer, regardless of the price, due to the value that you have added in their life. So that's number 2. Then the other struggle of being a female CEO, which is the last one that I'm going to end off with today. And if you have any questions or any comments, do feel free to post them below. It's this being a CEO, you don't even know that you become this. You dream about becoming an entrepreneur, but then you find that you become a CEO of everything. So you're your own leader. You are your own boss in terms of time management, in terms of learning new things, new processes. So that whole process can be daunting in its own. The only thing I can say to you is that the journey does become much easier, and the learning processes are worthwhile, even the moments that are frustrating. When you're frustrated, I say it's good because you're learning. And then when you overcome that obstacle, you realize that that's something that you can now do in your sleep. Okay, so I'll give you examples. Like, I went into digital marketing without actually knowing that I had certain key skills, like creating websites, creating landing pages. And in the beginning, it was frustrating. Yeah, so I went and I achieved some of the things, and I was even at times daunted by certain things, but then the reward comes in knowing that you have been able to accomplish certain things. And then, excuse the background noise, and then when you achieve those obstacles and you overcome them, then the likelihood is that then that becomes your key skill that you can also impart on other people. You can also create learning methods, teaching methods, and support other people who may be struggling with that same thing that you were struggling with. So that's the journey of entrepreneurship. And is it easy? No. Is being a female CEO boss easy? No. Especially the way social media is now. Things have drastically changed. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there were floods of people that were connecting with each other much more easier. And now it's more about learning as the algorithms change. That's what people monitor, but I don't monitor that as much. The likelihood is that the contacts that you had become less and less, but it doesn't mean that you're still not able to develop meaningful relationships. It just means that you still need to continue being innovative, delivering from your gut intuition and connecting with the information that you want to deliver. And the likelihood is that the more you do that, the likelihood is that you as an individual will stand out to the people that need to connect with you. So there's still billions of people that are out there waiting for you to be able to offer them the solution. So I'm going to end on that note, and I hope you found this live session of value. And thanks for joining me, Pauline. And then there was also another individual who joined. I didn't get to see them, but anybody else who's coming on replay, do feel free to say hello and leave me any comments, any questions that you have. I would be more than happy to help you. So bye from me for now.